What is up, conscious monkeys? Welcome to another episode of Catch Up with Clayton. As always, I'm your host, Clayton, and this week, nothing really crazy happened. The only thing that truly crazy happened was me trying to think about or encourage you guys to start monetizing your life. I want you to figure out ways to monetize your life. I'm going to tell you a little about how I'm doing that. We're also going to get into the 11/11 portal, which is happening on Friday. I'm going to give you guys some tools, some things you can work with. And then we're going to wrap this thing up by doing a Q&A. I live on Instagram. So if you're not following me, go to @travelingtoconsciousness.com and you can ask me questions live that I will then answer on the podcast. So it's for me, it's kind of a bizarre setup because the podcast listeners, might be listening to this on Thursday or Friday, but then I have an IG live stream right here to my right who's listening to it live. So it's a little bit of a weird time continuum, mind fuck, if you will. We'll get into all of that in this episode. I do want to let you know, guys, that you should join the messaging group. Go down the link below, click the master link. If you're on IG, click the link in my bio. Talk with like-minded individuals. I'm all about connecting with people who think this way, and I assume that you are also into that idea as well. So go and click that. I also want to encourage you guys to join the Patreon. If you're looking for merchandise, I'm dealing out merchandise to people who are subscribers for like 3, 6, 9, 12-month periods. So that stuff's really cool as well. And you're supporting the show. I basically take all this money and reinvest it into the podcast. I want to get some in-person podcasts going because you guys deserve the best. And I want to give you nothing but the best. So speaking of the best, let's jump into that first thing I was talking about, which is monetizing your life. This idea kind of came to me because I was at a friend's place. His name's Jared. Shout out Jared. He's got a super dope house. And we were doing jujitsu in the basement. He started recording it. And after leaving jujitsu, I was like, holy shit, I should create some YouTube videos and put those out of me commenting on it. Just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. And make it interesting and engaging. Because I see it as adding value to the jujitsu community. And why not? I'm already in this content creator type role. So why not just add extra value on top of it? I guess it's not really spiritually aligned, but I find it very fascinating how the jujitsu community is very much in alignment with spirituality, consciousness, which is a crazy idea that I'm still trying to explore. So I'm not going to dive too much down that rabbit hole. But the whole point of this, the purpose that I'm saying this, is to motivate you, to monetize your life. You're probably doing stuff every single day that if you just recorded and uploaded and you just documented in 3 or 4 years, I guarantee you can make money off of it. That's the world we're living in right now, but maybe it's a mindset that we're still trying to wrap our head around, because that's a crazy thing to think about, that you could actually monetize the shit that you're doing today. I mean, you could record, you could literally, you're watching me, you're listening to me, you could record this, you could get the file, and then just comment on the shit that I'm saying. That's how crazy this world is that we live in. You could, I mean, just as an idea. And so, yeah, monetize your life. And where you could actually monetize, or maybe a portal that is coming up that could help you monetize, is what is happening on Friday, the 11/11/22 portal. Oh, this is going to be a good one. And I want to break this down from my current understanding, because I'm still kind of trying to figure this shit out, but I'll tell you the things that resonate with me. If they resonate with you, take them and run with it. If it doesn't resonate with you, then just leave it. That's the best I got for you. So the first thing, though, that I want to point out is the way that the energy works around these portals in general, whether it's retrogrades, whether it's a 11/11 portal. I want you to visualize the energy as almost this like bell curve distribution. So in the middle of that bell curve, where the energy is the highest, is going to be on Friday, is going to be on that 11/11 date, is going to be in, well, 2 days from when I'm recording this. But I want you to know that the energy is still strong right now. The days 9 and 10, it's building, right? So still be aware of these tools that I'm telling you, because it's going to be helpful these next few days and even a few days after. So if you're listening to this on 11/12 and you're like, shit, I missed it, I just want to tell you that there is still strong energy associated with it. Because again, think about that bell curve. There is still strong energy there. Might not be as strong as Friday, but it's still there. So take that with you. Keep that in mind. So a couple questions come from this. Okay, it's a portal. What the fuck does that mean? Let's even start there. It means that there's an energetic alignment between things opening. For example, 1-1, the way you look at it is kind of like a doorway because it's up and down. I just lost my feed to my thing, so hopefully you guys can still see me. um, so it's a doorway. So look at it as you being able to walk through a door, walking into a new reality. That's kind of what 1111 represents. And if this angel number represents or resonates with you, what you'll notice is that if you ever see 1111 in your daily life, in your current reality, what happens is there's like this, I don't know how the perfect way to articulate it, but there's like this splitting that almost occurs in your head where you freeze almost, and it pulls you out. It almost separates you from the three-dimensional world very quickly for you to have like this alternate perspective on reality. Because if you look back at times where you've had these moments seeing 111, 11111, you'll notice that you freeze for a second. And that freeze is you kind of separating yourself from this physical plane into that higher self spiritual plane of existence. And so that's really the portal that we have that is coming up. So let's get into what you can do with this knowledge. So what I would suggest to you is to do something to clear your head, whether it's a meditation, whether it's an exercise, whether it's a breathing practice, something to get you out of the physical day-to-day reality. So that's what you're the first thing you're going to do. And then the next thing, once you're out of that physical state, do some journaling. There are tons of journaling things, and I'll give you a couple examples of journaling that helps me and has worked for me. And one of those things is just I am affirmations. I am X. I am Y. I am beautiful. I am love. I am abundance. All that fun stuff. But take those for what you're looking at. And I'll jump into what those affirmations are in a second. While we're on the journaling thing, there is a 369 method, which was popularized and is attributed to Nikola Tesla. And the idea is to do things in the series of 3, 6, and 9. And there's a whole mathematical system and what's it called? I forget what it's called at this point. Sequential sequential numbers. I forget exactly what it is, but there's a lot of power in the numbers 3, 6, 9. And I'll have to do an episode on that specifically because it's very fascinating, especially if you're a scientist, mathematical type person. You'll look it up and be like, oh shit, that's pretty crazy. So what you do with this 369 method is journaling in the morning, write your affirmation 3 times, around noonish, write it 6 times, and then at night, write it 9 times. By leveraging this, you are putting that energy out there more and more and more throughout the day. And I would even recommend starting this today or tomorrow. Do it on the couple of days. So do it November 9. Oh, whoa, November 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And that will really energize it. But if you're not going to put all that energy in, that's totally cool as well. Definitely do it on Friday. And the next question, if we want to mesh this with astrology, so if you want to leverage the power of astrology with numerology, what we want to focus on is going to be in alignment with the day of Friday. So Friday is generally speaking ruled by the planet Venus. That's the association that we've created with it. Why we've created that association, I honestly don't know. I will work on getting you the more depth information like that, but the why is always important. My understanding is just that Friday is Venus. So the next question becomes is what does Venus represent? So Venus in and of itself represents love, balance, harmony, connection, resources, those energies. So, what I would recommend to you, of course, you don't have to do these types of affirmations, but I would recommend looking into affirmations that couple all those things together. So, love, balance, harmony, connection, resources. Find those things in your life that feel out of alignment. You can even say, you can make your affirmations as generic as possible as I am in a balanced and harmonious, connected relationship with my significant other. That's actually probably a really good one. So you should rewind this and listen to that again because I would actually really recommend that one. But you want to be able to focus on that type of energy. So, however, those worlds have resonated with you, come back to them. Come back to the words love, balance, harmony, connection. And if you find any misalignment within yourself, create an affirmation to find those things in a bit more alignment. So, that would be my suggestion for the 1111 portal. Again, I'm going to go over the highlights again just real quick so that you know for sure. And I'm really drilling this down and emphasizing it. Number one, it's a bell curve distribution. So you can still do it, and I still recommend you do it the days before and after 11/11. I recommend you to clear your head before journaling, so meditate or do some exercise, then journal. I recommend the 369 method with affirmations. So write it 3 times in the morning, 6 at noon, and then 9 at night. This is a really simple thing that you can do even if you're super busy. There's no excuses on that one. And lastly, I would focus on things like love, balance, harmony, and connection. If you want to actually mix this with astrology as well, of course, you don't have to. If you want to focus on money and wealth, well, I guess resources is in there. So that would be that. But if you want to focus on money, if you want to focus on like a house or something, you can totally do that and you will have the energy just based on astrology. If you're alignment with astrology, that's going to add this extra icing on the cake whenever you do it. So, with that being said, I am going to quickly go through the comments of the IG live and get back to some of you guys if you have any questions. What's up, Kimber? Hi, happy you're here. Australia's checking in. What's up, Schroeder? Love this. So grateful that all you guys are here. Thank you so much. Hello from Australia as well. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to come visit Australia. You guys are dope. Cambo, synchronicity. 2 days ago, I did ayahuasca, and this came to me that I needed to start doing this. That's sick. I love that. I love that. Ayahuasca is a trippy thing. I'm not sure what the synchronicity was specifically. Was it the journaling? Because journaling is really dope. But awesome. Happy for you, Cambo. Glad to find you here. Let's see. Let's see. Any other questions? I never know if it's a good thing or a bad thing whenever people don't have questions. Could be good, could be bad. Not really seeing anything. Maybe you guys are just enjoying it. I love all the hearts that are flying off. I'm seeing those, so I really that energizes me. Majestic Sarapa. I walk through all dimensions with ease. I walk with ease through the spirit realm. That could be a good affirmation. There is something, what I would say, where that resonates with me is there is something to being in this physical plane of existence, focusing on this physical reality. I'm not like that is a good affirmation, but you chose my belief system is that I believe in reincarnation. So you chose to be, based on my interpretation, take this or leave it, is you chose to be a human. You chose to be here. You chose to have this physical world existence. So kind of take it or leave it with that affirmation of I walk through all dimensions with ease. I walk through ease through the spirit realm. If you're trying to get yourself more connected, here's what I'll say. If you feel like you are very much in the physical, if you are very much like grounded, then that could be a very good affirmation. I would just say that, yeah, that's kind of what I would say about that. So dope, good contribution. Panolol, not sure what you mean by that. Majestique 369 are the numbers of the universe. They are, and 9 is the actual universal number, I believe. I will have to get back to you on that. I can't tell you for sure because I forgot. Majestique, sorry, nothing to be sorry about, man. True that, Chelly Queen. Cool. So, not really seeing any other questions. What do you say about 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1? So what I would say just about numerology in general is that I believe we are all our own creators when it comes to numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is a number that resonates with me, and I have my own personal belief with what that number is trying to communicate with me. So, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4 means keep going to me. It means you're on the right path, keep going. I know somebody else who 1, 2, 3, 4 means, if you know Vincent Cassius Kane, 1, 2, 3, 4 to him means that you're leveling up, that he's like leveling up in his life. And so this is where it comes back to, I think that the numbers mean something very specific to you. What I suggest, and I've suggested this before, but I will suggest it again, look up the other numbers. Like you have written here 1, 2, 2, 2 and 1, 2, 1. Those numbers don't really mean much to me. But what I would do is if I started seeing those numbers, like maybe this is the first instance, and if I start seeing those numbers, I would go online and look up those numbers and see what people were saying about those numbers. And I would, as reading them, as I read the explanations, I would feel into my body and say, oh, okay, that number really resonates with me. Or that meaning, sorry, that's what I meant to say. That meaning really resonates with me. Or that meaning resonates more with me. And I would keep going through that list until I realized, oh shit, like this is what it means. This is when I'm seeing it. This is what I'm thinking about when I see it. And so I would take that on. Combo mono something? Not sure what you mean by that. Combo, just found you a few days ago. Very into quantum physics and plant medicines. Hell yeah, I'm so happy you do this. You have my support and my Kundalini peeps too. Hell yeah. Thank you, Combo. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. I'm super grateful to hear it. If you want to get more in depth, go check out the messaging group chat. It's a little bit quiet right now, but I think there's like 20 people in there. So I want to get some more conversation going. I want to get you guys talking with each other. I want to talk with you guys. But I know it can be difficult talking to new people, but just give it a shot, dude. Everybody ELE. It's the only rule of the chat. Just everybody love everybody. Uh MZ Journals. Oh, wow. What about keep seeing 555? Dude, that's a number. It's crazy. That's a number for me that's been popping up a lot too. Number one, I would recommend doing that research like I told you before. Do whatever resonates with you. Me personally, 555 means change, like something's changing in your life. So recently I've been seeing 555. I just got a ticket for $55.50. So to me, because it was on a bill, because it was like on a ticket, to me it's representing that there's a monetary change coming in my life. And it's for the positive, I know. But that's the whole point, is like if I see 555 on, if I were to see it on some sort of, I don't know how to really, I can't really think of another example off the top of my head quickly, but 555 means change to me. So then I would couple that with whatever I'm thinking about or wherever I see it. So it becomes like that kind of combination. Again, that's my interpretation. If you heard that and you were like, that makes no fucking sense at all to me, then that's not what it means to you. Cool. How do you walk in the spirit realm or control it? Well, that's a good question, MRSC. I'll start at the last part, the controlling it. I believe control is and I want to say this kindly, I believe that we are taught control almost from our three-dimensional physical world reality. We get bombarded with it, that control is a sense of power, it's a sense of exertion on the world. But at the end of the day, the only thing that you can control is your reaction to the outside world. You really have no control over how the world perceives what you're doing or what you're saying or anything like that, to some extent. But the only control you have is how you react to the world. So I would try to step away from the mindset of trying to control the spirit realm, even trying to control your current existence, because a majority of this shit is out of your control. But that would be my first step. Number one. Going back to the first part, how do you walk in the spirit realm? The spirit realm, when we talk about realms, it gets a little bit weird. It gets a little bit weird because I believe we all have different conversations. We all have different beliefs on what is the spirit realm? What is the astral realm? What is the Akashic realm? What's the shaman realm? We all have different mental constructs of what those words mean. What I would suggest is that you're technically connected to it right now, and you're saying, how do you walk in it? I would say a piece of you is already walking in it right now. I would say it's all around us. So it's a kind of a difficult question to answer because it would require a little bit more of a conversation around it, if that makes sense. I would say some level of you is walking in it. You could communicate with it, all that stuff. So let's keep moving along. I apologize for, I feel like that was kind of not the best answer, but maybe that gives you some more insight on asking a little bit of a different question, if that makes sense. Because sometimes the question the question does influence the answer, but just as a heads up, I see 535, 112 means you're evolving, numerology, master numbers. You're enjoying the live. Hell yeah. So happy you guys are enjoying it. Hopped on too later, else I'd ask some questions. We'll have to go back and rewatch. VD White. Also, this recording is going to be my podcast next. What's it called? That I'm releasing on the next day. So go check it out there. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions. I'm gonna wrap this up because there's something going on with. Oh, I just fixed it. Hell yeah. So I am gonna wrap up the podcast, but I will stick around on the IG live to answer some more questions. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys being here. Please go check out everything. I have an app. Also, guys, if you didn't know, there's a Traveling to Consciousness app. Go download that. It'll give you all of the stuff that I create in a nice critique space, just a little space just for you guys, because that's how much I want to help you guys. So there's like articles that I've written in there. There's meditations. Actually, I don't think I've released the meditations yet, but you can get the podcast, you can get the videos. There is a monthly membership. You can pay yearly as well and get a hefty discount. If you do pay, don't pay through the app because it's more expensive. Please go to travelingtoconsciousness.com and you will get a nice discount there as well. Trying to give you guys discounts the best way I can. So please go check those out. Join the messaging, join that, listen to the podcast. But above all, just, I don't know, enjoy life. And whether you listen to me or not, just enjoy whatever it is that you're doing. And with that being said, conscious monkeys, I will see you all in the sixth dimension.